All right, today's episode, we got a very special guest. We got Miss Anandi. She is a trainer, coach, and a consultant in behavior psychology. She has like trained more than 5,000 employees worldwide in government official, and everything else. It's going to be a very fun episode. And let's just get right to it. All right, welcome back to another episode of Weird and Wonderful. Today is going to be a bit more different. Today we're going to switch things up. Today we invited my mom's friend and we're going to talk about the lifestyle over 50 years old. It's something we haven't done, something we haven't embraced, but my mom told let's instead of inviting younger people, let's invite someone that's her peer and let's just talk about their lifestyle, how would their lifestyle change up and all. And this is Miss Anandi
Hi. Hi,
and
Ritu.
and Tama as usual. So we'll just get right into it. Let's just get a bit more introduction. Like, how long do you all know each other? Would you like to start?
I've known Anandi, I think, for the past 6, 7 years, ever since we moved to the new area. And we just became friends. I mean, at first, we didn't become friends. We were just like, hello, hello. Then later, I found out that we could like click together. We just clicked together. And then she was a very good friend to me. And I could like talk to her, and I just admired her because of her independence. She was one independent lady who do a lot of things, and I just admired her for that. She was like on her own, and the whole world is an oyster, if you ask me. And she just she keeps on going and going and going, and she's still going until now.
Is that true about the independency, like what my mom tell?
Yeah, I'm amazed, when she said I'm very independent and so on. I think maybe that's the outlook I'm trying to give people, basically. And you see, we are not, I think, Tama and myself, we are not the stereotype women who are in the 50s. Yeah, I think as we grow, in number of years, I think we are becoming more and more independent mentally, especially mentally. And also, we basically, I think it's just not friends, but I think we form like a sisterhood together. It's not like, you say hi near the fence, we go out to shop together, shopping, we go for dinner, sometimes we go for breakfast together. So it's more of a sisterhood kind of thing. If you ask me, that's a bond that we have rather than just neighbors.
Yeah. So I also noticed like my mom started to becoming more independent in her sort of way. So I see where she gets her inspiration from. So independency is like your team, your thing. So like that is what made y'all friends. Is that what made y'all to be together, to be your friends?
Yeah, I think basically it was that. Like we could like go out together. We didn't need permission from anyone.
I think we inspire each other. Yeah, that I think that would be a better way to look at things. She inspires me, and I inspire her.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
like I could so in so many things. Like I could go out with her. Like we have been out so many times, and we enjoy our company, and we enjoy the time together. If you ask me.
Okay, I see. So like let's just go right to the questions. Like, since you guys are age of 50 and above already, like a lot of things has changed from the lifestyle from when you were age of 30 to 40 to 50. Like how has your daily routine evolved from your 40s to now? Like, is there any routine that has been changed from when you were 30, when you were 40s and 50s?
Of course, definitely. You see, for us, I think we started with 20s. We finished our studies, we came out, and then we started working. 20s and 30s is definitely a busy time for ladies, especially. You finish your studies, you're trying to develop your career, stabilize career at the same time. You're getting married, and you want to have a family together. But 40s and 50s, I thought when I was in my 30s, wow, I'm going to be 40 next. Life is going to be, I'm growing older. But surprisingly, I think as we go along in our 40s and 50s, if you ask me now, were you more happy when you were 40s or in your 50s? I definitely say in the 50s, I'm much
Uh-huh.
more happier.
Mm.
In my 40s, I was happier than my 30s. And I'm really looking forward for my 60s because I know for sure it's going to be much more happier.
So what is the thing that sparked your interest when you were 50 compared to the 40s?
See, basically, I think, Tama, we work lesser and we enjoy life more.
Probably that is like
Ah.
when I was in my 40s, I was like working my back off. Like I was like continuously working. I remember I had you in my 30s.
Mm.
So I was working in school, taking care of the children. It was like a continuous job for me. But I was enjoying it. But now it's like freedom for me. Like a lot of things I worked out. Like I have more time on my hands. I can do what I like. Like the other time, there was time restriction for me. I could do certain things. I had to take care of the family and all that. So now it is like a bit laid back.
A bit laid back. Oh.
A bit laid back. I can do what I like. Like I don't have to like to be. I only be accountable to me. I feel that's it.
Okay, so like when you compare to your 30s, 40s, like I'm sure technology has been like very vast, advanced compared to for last time till now. Like how has technology advancements affected your lifestyle choices over the past years? And all you can start.
Uh, I I feel I have like embraced technology. I like the technology we have now. Then before, like earlier on, we didn't have much things like everything like handwritten. Even when we use the computer and all that, now we just go back, delete, it deletes off. Like earlier, like even when we had typewriter, we used the typewriter. Can you imagine how the typewriter was? And then later we had typewriter which comes with the eraser. Now with the computer, there's no such thing as erase. Everything you want it delete, it deletes. Copy and paste. I find technology has made life very much easier, and I have learned technology as it is. Like I've learned from y'all and all that, and I enjoy technology. I find it very much easy for me. Technology is the way forward for me now.
So like going to technology and all, like you would need to some sort of a learning curve going into technology. When does the age of learning stops for your age? Do you constantly keep on learning new things, or do you stop at a certain age?
Basically, if you look at technology, it evolves. So there is no ending to it. So same thing when you are into tech, tech driven life, you become sort of addicted to it at a certain time. A beginning would be hard, but eventually, for example, today we can't live without the handphone and especially WhatsApp. How many times do we actually look into our WhatsApps in a day? For me, my office is in the WhatsApp. You talk about Insta, you talk about FB, Twitter. Basically, we all are there. Even though we are women in 50s, I think we have a certain niche market for us, and YouTube, another thing. I hardly watch, movies so much because I like to watch YouTube because
Okay.
I become very selective of what I want to watch. I think women in the 50s are very much into, we want to watch things that's really connected to us, benefits us, and so on. But at the same time, we also want to know what is generation like you are doing out there, right? So we have to be tech savvy so that we can keep up and understand what you guys are actually going through
So
as well.
the learning never stops for it. Like it just
It'll
keeps on.
never
Yeah.
stop. It'll never stop.
So like what practices have you adopted to balance work and personal life compared to your early career?
You see, one of the things that maybe I'm not the very stereotype person, I remember the first day I went to work, that was way back in the 90s where you didn't have smartphones. We had the dial up phone, and if, let's say, the family member wants to reach you, they have to call to the office, talk to someone there, and leave a message. So I remember telling my mom, I told my mom, you only call me in the office when something is really, really, really important. So if you ask me how it has changed, till today, my family members call me only if there is something very, very urgent. Otherwise, they leave me alone. And the other thing that I've actually practiced over the years, of 30 years of career, in the corporate world, one thing I practice is never bring your homework back home. When that's work-life balance for me. And I'm also a trainer on time management. So I talk so much about work-life and tech balance today. So never bring your homework. Work is work, and try to minimize. I'm not going to ask you to cut off. Yeah, many women out there who are in their 30s and 40s, you are striving to achieve that work-life balance. So one thing I like to share with all of you, very important, balance is career and family. And remember, your career is a very small part of your life. Yeah, it is the rest matters more. Yeah, but again, the balance comes in.
So where do you draw that line when it comes to the balance? Where do you say, okay, this is enough and I should be focusing on this?
For me, the balance comes in where let's say I finish work at 5:30. I actually really shut my laptop, and I do not open my laptop at home unless it's really, really necessary. And eventually, I educate the people around me, especially people who work with me. Do not call me unless there is something that's very, very urgent. And the way I work is everybody knows my working style. When, for example, anything related to work, because I go to bed very early by 9:30, I'm already preparing to bed. So I tell people all calls should be before 8:30 or latest by 9. Yeah, again, the word urgent, I use it very minimally.
How about you? How do you practice the work-life balance?
I think mine was like free for all.
Before it's like total opposite.
Like free for all means I'm 24 hours. Like if there is more than 24, like 28 hours in a day, I think someone in the family will be working. And if he's working, I have to be working too. Because what happened for us was we had a house and office together. And he's the type he's the type who will work every day. Even 12 o'clock, midnight, he'll be working. So yeah, and if he works, I have to work. Because he'll be asking me to like do some letters type things.
Her idea was never bring work to the home, but the work is in the home.
Mine was at home.
It's fantastic. How do you manage that?
It was going on and on until so much so that's when we moved out. When we moved, I said, this is enough. Let's move out. So we moved to Puchong.
That's why you became my neighbor.
Yeah, I became your neighbor. And
See,
we left.
That's a reward. If you take out your home for work, you get a reward. You get a new friend.
I made a very good friend.
Yeah.
And we left KL and we came to Puchong. And I think it has worked very well because like in Taman Desa, we were like continuously working. I had there was no like boundary there. Like if someone wants something at 8 o'clock, we do work at 8 o'clock. If someone wants at 10 o'clock, we do work at 10 o'clock. Like just going on. And I was also working in a school. So I used to do school work. Like I don't know how I multitasked, but I did that. It was continuous, but I enjoyed it. If you ask me, I enjoyed all that. Maybe it made me stronger, I think. Like I was able to go on, and like the Energizer battery, which never stops.
That's one thing. So like I also found out like a lot of people struggle to do in time management. They are really bad in that. They don't know how to segregate this thing, and that's why a lot of failures, a lot of complication kind of things happen. They don't know how to draw a line when there is needed for a line there.
Right.
So
I think she mentioned this word, a very crucial word. She said, I enjoyed. So basically, that's a key. You can work 24/7 if you enjoy it. So the toxicity, the stress, it's handled in a different way physically, right?
Like for me, going to school, like I was the earliest, one of the earliest in school. In fact, there was somebody else who will go earlier than me. She'll try to like beat me before.
it's a competition.
Competition. I was thinking, why is she competing with me? I come to school early, like 6:30. I'll be there. I'll be there waiting and just make my day and make my drink. But sometimes that lady will try to like go before me. I don't know. She was like competing with me for the time, I think. I'm earlier than you. But for me, it doesn't matter. I was there early to do my work and all that. And I leave by 12:31. I leave. So I'm back home. And and my other work starts. So I was like, I no complaints. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing all that, but I learned a lot of things. Like I'm computer savvy because of that. I think I learned a lot of things through that. Sometimes I don't know. And ask them, call them. Like now, it's so easy. If you, something you get stuck, you can FaceTime someone, and there's someone there to teach you what to do. Uh,
Okay, I want to go on to one of my favorite topic for this. So as a person that's going to reaching 30, I have a lot of questions when it comes to midlife crisis and what to do, how to handle it. Because honestly, turning 30 years old, I don't know how to feel. Like because a lot of people, I have a lot of mixed emotion when it comes to 30. Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right path or anything? So like during your midlife crisis transition, what was one unexpected challenge you faced and how did you overcome it?
Basically, if you're going through midlife, I think that's a time where your career is picking up, and at the same time, your family, you're developing a group of friends and family. So there are many categories or many aspects of life that you need to focus on, right? So basically, what you want to do during this midlife crisis is you must have a very clear goal. I think okay, my role as a mother. Uh, what kind of mother do I want to be? I want to grow up in my career. I want to build my career. I want to build my family. I want to build a group of friends. So basically, what do I want to get out of it? So a clear goal, basically, I think will actually help you to manage that midlife crisis even better.
So like, how about like what was one of your unexpected challenge when you were facing your midlife crisis time? One expected.
One very unexpected challenge that I was going through was because I was building my career so much, I was so super busy. One thing that actually was challenging for me was my health. Yeah, because you're constantly busy, and I remember there were days, when I was in my 30s, every month I sure got MC. Every month, 1 or 2 days MC. Why? Flu. And this went on for a few years. And one day I turned back and asked myself, is this how I want to be? I'm in my 30s and I'm already having a health crisis. How am I going to be if I go to my 40s and 50s? So that is where I actually really start looking into my health issue. It's not about, it's your career. It's not about family, but you also have to take care of yourself, and health plays a very big role. So I started looking into my health factor, and I noticed that as I was, taking care of my health, when I was in my 40s, I felt much more healthier compared to when I was in my 30s. So taking care of your health, that means your me time is very, very important. Again, irrespective to your age factor.
Okay. So how about you? Like what was your unexpected challenge you faced during your midlife crisis?
and I never knew whether I had a midlife crisis. I didn't know what was midlife crisis. Maybe until I reached there, after 50s. Did I have a midlife crisis? Because I was so busy, I think. I was not aware of what was midlife. And now I realize, really, I didn't have any midlife crisis. Life was a breeze, was going on and on. I just carried on with life, enjoyed life. And here I am at 60.
See, that's what I like about Tama, if I've seen her over the years, and I think there is no crisis for her. She takes everything. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move. That's something I learned from her. She's been very, very consistent in whatever that she's been doing, and she take it with a pinch of salt, I think. So life is beautiful, and that's something beautiful that we need to learn from you. Take with a pinch of salt and enjoy life.
For me,
And it doesn't matter, no boundaries.
Yeah, that's one thing
I can climb the mountain.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my age. So this is something that's very, very inspiring.
That's one thing
From
also
someone.
I've learned. I also agree with that. Also, I got inspired with her because of that same reason. Also, she just what's the worst can happen? Nothing, right? Move on. Go to the next thing. Move on. You're not going to die. You're not going to move on. Going to go next thing. Move on to next problem. Move on. Don't think too much.
Even if we
you
have
know.
a problem, like try to solve it,
Yeah.
find a solution to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just enjoy life as it is.
As it is. So, like, how has your definition of success changed as you entered midlife when you turned 35, 40?
My that time I was not thinking much of success. I was thinking like how to go on, how it goes on and on. And
Is successful having a good family? A successful.
yes, I'm like happy that after the boys had grown up, and then I had like I was having so many children teaching in the kindergarten and all that. Like I find, hey, she was my teacher. Like sometimes when I see that, if she was my teacher, and sometimes the notes they write to me and all that. For me, that is success. Like we have gone through so many children and all that, and they say the teacher was very good. She has helped me so much. And then like when I see my children, oh, everyone is good. They're happy. For me, that is being successful. And now I do what I want to be successful in. Like I want to like aspire to climb mountains. Like I want to do things which I like, something which I want to do.
I think like for like with my peers, my group of age, I think at our age, like my definition of success is having asset, having money, having to live, basically just having money. And has that changed for you when you were like 40, 50?
I think very much, when you're in the 30s, I think everybody is focused on, career, it's money, And in 40s was also money for me. But then when it came to about 50s, then it was like a quality of life. I want to have group of friends. I want to meet them very often. I want to have a good quality life. And yes, money still plays a very important role because we are actually looking into the age of, I wouldn't say really retirement, but it's an age that you want to slow down a little bit.
But I mean, that concept of money is important also.
Yes.
For you to, even if I want to climb mountains, I need the money.
Exactly.
We need the money. We need to have that asset, the money, to do certain things in life. Money is important. Like it keeps you happy too. Also, some definitely when you have. Sometimes people say, money is the root of all evil and all that, which I don't agree. I feel when you have money, it is happier for you. So you are happier. It's easy on the life you are leading. Like you can do things which you have not done before when you have the money. Like sometimes people say when you have money, you're different. But some people, even with all the money, they're not happy. I mean, I have friends who have so much money, but they always have problems. This problem, that problem. But we have money is there, but it's how you use the money also.
Exactly. Exactly.
To make it useful to you and useful to others, be kind to others. Using your money, like sometimes I spend a lot of money on my animals. I feel happier too. Like sometimes people ask me, hey, why are you doing that for the animals? You take the animals to the veterinary and all that. I said, yeah, it makes me happy. I can't see them suffering there. It gives me a sense of the compassion. I feel compassionate, so I want to do something for them. But money is important.
Yes.
We can't say, we can't live without it, and we need it.
See, money factor comes throughout your life. You need the money. But here is what you do with the money. When you're in your 30s, if I were to give you 100,000, what would you do? If you're in your 40s, what would you do with 100,000? Same thing, in your 50s, what would you do? So in your 30s, you may want to get a nice car, or you may want to invest on a house. In your 40s, what do you want to do? You want to travel, In your 50s, what do you want to do? You may want to save a little bit. Again, you want to travel. You want to, take care of your health, go to spa, and so on. So basically, money factor is important at all stages in life, but how you use the money also depends on which stage, or what age you are in your life.
Yeah. So like, can you share a little bit of yourself about your hobby or interest that you rediscovered or taken up during your midlife? Has there been any hobby or interest? I know some people I know some of my friends' parents, they went and got a big tour bike. Randomly got a tour bike, started touring. Has there any kind of hobby that you gotten up when during your midlife, right? Midlife?
In my midlife, I think when in my 30s, I actually started walking, jogging, cycling, and so on. Then in my 40s, I noticed that I was going slowly into yoga and so on. In my 50s, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of walking. And with Tama, I think I'm so inspired by what she's doing. Maybe I should follow her next time to do trekking, climbing, maybe trekking, but not so much of climbing. Yeah.
She's scared of the
So,
climbing, I suppose.
I'm scared, but I think, why not take it up? Yeah.
Like for me, I always wanted to travel, and I never did when I was my 30s and 40s. But now I've done all the traveling I want. Like if I want to go anywhere, I just like, okay, we just anyone like having a tour and all that. I just see the dates. I just go. Like there's no restriction for me now. Earlier, yes, there were a lot of restrictions. Like, I mean, should I go? I mean, who is going to take care of the family? Who will be at home? But now there's like, okay, I can go anywhere I like. It's like that. There's no restriction. Like I can do what I like. Like hobbies. My hobby was I collect stamps. And now no one collects stamps, I think. When I used to tell my boys, hey, I collect stamps, they look at me, what are like stamps? Like nobody goes to nobody sees, nobody knows what is stamps. There's no such thing as stamps now. Unless you go to the post office, you want to send a letter. But now it's everything like courier. Like we have advanced technologically so high well that nobody goes to the post office unless we need stamps or send letters. Nobody uses letters. I don't know. It's like out of the norm already now. So my stamp collection is ancient, I think now.
Surprisingly, I still collect stamps.
Oh, really? You collect stamps?
And
I
I do
didn't
it
know
for
that.
my the children in my family. My whole stamp albums are still there, but it's all passed down already.
We must, we must
should
compare our
Exactly,
collections.
some
Do you
coins.
still have the collection?
I still have it. Yeah,
okay,
I still
okay.
have.
There's something
Stamps.
new.
There's something that we are discovering. Huh?
I used to be like really like into stamp collection.
But we missed out a few things. Are you into dancing as well? When you're in your 30s and so on?
I used to go, but I stopped all of it now. Now it's all like walking, hiking, yoga.
Right, exactly.
And also like and during my midlife, like that time I didn't have time to like go for yoga and all that. Now I enjoy the yoga classes. Like whatever I couldn't do then, I'm doing now. It's maybe because of the time factor and which I couldn't continue and all that. Dancing, yes, I used to dance, but I completely came out of it, I think now.
I think I was more into dancing when I was in my 30s and 40s. And one thing that I really liked was reading. So 30s, 40s, I used to read a lot of books. And also because of my nature of my job, being in the corporate world, I train soft skills. So a lot of reading. But now I think I'm slowly moving into watching YouTubes.
I used to read a lot. I read a lot. In fact, I used to have a book collection. In fact, I remember I used to take some books from you, borrow books. But now when I see those books, it doesn't interest me. I don't know. I'm more into like different type of books. Like I enjoy other types of books, like spiritual books. And I see that you are into spirituality a lot. Because when I go to a house, I see a lot of spiritual books around. Like you have like gone beyond. Like this is what I'm going to reading something else. I enjoy that sort of books now.
So, like, when we're talking about spiritualism, when has the spiritualism entered, got introduced in your life? Is it during your younger age or during when you're working? When do you choose to incorporate that into your living life?
See, for me, I grew up in the estates. My father was a Tamil school teacher, and we actually hopped in from one estate to the other. And in the estates, normally you have temples. So every year they have temple festivals and so on. So I used to go to all these festivals and I used to wonder, what is this all about, And in estates, you see there is beautiful unity in the estates where you have the temple next to the surau and next to the Chinese tokong. And I'll be standing there and watching, what is this all about? You have different ways of praying, but then They say God is one. And so I started asking these kind of questions as early as I think when I was 6, 7 years old. And so happened that my house was very near to these holy places, in the estates. And I go to temple like every day. Evening, nothing much to do, go to temple, do some prayers. But then I started asking a lot of questions beyond, who am I? What is life all about? And eventually I started reading a lot of autobiographies and all that. And I think my turning point came when I actually read a book called The Autobiography of a Yogi. Yeah, which was written by Swami Yogananda. So it really sort of like opened up my thought process. And that's, I think, I went into
At what
spirituality.
age was that?
That was like I think soul searching started in my 30s. And then in 40s, it went deeper. That's in my 40s, I actually went into reading a lot of books about spirituality and all that. But somehow or other, that it's within you. You see, when you talk about religion and spirituality, religion is a guide for you to become spiritual. So when you're spiritual, you want to be connected to the Creator. So it is a question that it's more of self realization. If you ask me, it's about who am I? Because we always see problems as problems that's outside, external.
And I always see
But then,
problems inside.
but actually, the problem is how you see it. If you see the world is beautiful, it becomes beautiful, right, Tama?
Yes.
If you say it's the world is full of toxic people, it's going to disturb you. And the toxic people, so-called toxic people, they have their own life. They don't even think about you, right? So that's spirituality for me.
So it's just perspective on how you see the world and how you see yourself.
Like for me, that when you said the autobiography of a yogi, I read the book and it gave me goosebumps. I read it when I think I was my 30s, and I was thinking, what is this person talking about? Now when I realize it, he is talking factual. Whatever he talks there, like I mean, when I first read it, I was like completely like it's taken me to a different plane. It was so different. I found it very. I think that thing stuck to me. And later, when I read other books and all that, we realized everyone is the same. All of us are humans. But we think, unfortunately, some of us think differently. So some take it very. It's taken very seriously. We just want to be happy, right or not?
Now we just want to be happy.
Happy and everything is inside us. That's what I feel now.
So speaking about happiness and also how at this age, how do you eliminate toxic people around you or personally or work environment?
You see, basically, when you say toxic people, where is the toxic person? Is the person outside or the person is inside you? The person only becomes toxic when you label the person is toxic. So if you look at the world in a positive manner, even a toxic person is in front of you, you are less sensitive. That person is no longer toxic for you, right? So why do you want to, see the toxic person as someone toxic? And even if the person is toxic, ask yourself, how can I deal with this situation? Because the action comes from you, right? So if you see the world as something very positive, something very something that's exciting, brings you a lot of happiness, that's how you will be.
I see. Okay. So like the next question I want to go is like, where do you see yourself in the next decade, personally and professionally?
Like for me, like Johnny Walker, I'll be still going strong. You know Johnny Walker.
Uh-huh.
So I was saying I'll be still walking and still going strong. I feel women are getting stronger as they age. I don't know why, but maybe like when I see myself in my 30s, I felt myself, I was not that strong. I was maybe mentally not strong. I was weak. And then like as I get older, I've become very strong. I've even seen that in my mother. Like when she got older, I found her mentally very strong. She was a very strong person. And I feel like women, I don't know, like, I mean, I don't want to label men and women together, but women, I feel, get stronger as they grow older. For me, I don't know. I feel that's the one statement I always believe. Women are very, very strong. As they like Anandi is a very strong person. I know she's very strong. Like she goes on, and I see her. You just got a new car, and you got a new house basically now. And for her, I can go on. Why can't I? Like for me, I can go on and on. I'm going to climb a few other mountains. I don't know. Maybe start running a marathon too if I want to. That I feel women are at the best age now. I mean, we are at our 50s. You are at your 50s. I'm at my 60s. Like, okay, the world is at our feet. We can do what we like.
So, like, what is one project or your current project goal that excites you now?
What excites me now, I think I'm also looking at what Tama said. Maybe I'll just run along with her or tag along with her somewhere. I might just roll down and end up in EBC, Everest Base Camp. I don't know, yeah. So if I tag along with her, I'll just, run through.
That's the same thing how I ended up with India with her.
She has that drive to, bring you along. So maybe I see that.
I'm been like calling her. I'm the calling for her, I think.
Yeah,
Anandi,
you are the calling for me.
Anandi, let's go. And she has been like refusing me a number of times. So maybe I've not decided on EPC. EPC, we do training. Then we go. For all we know,
that I would want
we can go just both of us. We don't need a group.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I want to go back to your personal growth. Like, who have been the most influential person in your journey of personal growth?
Maybe Anandi can answer that first.
Yeah, I think basically every single person that came in your life has taught you a lesson. But then if you ask me, definitely it'll be my parents. And without any doubt, it's my dad. So I think my greatest inspiration was my dad because I think one thing I still remember is when I was about, this happens to every kid, when you're about 4 or 5, you go to your dad or your mom and say, bedtime story. And the stories that my dad told me when I was about 6 years old, these are the stories that became a guide for me in my life. Because one story I remember, my dad used to say, there is no such thing as fear in this life. Don't be fearful of anything. There is no such thing as ghost. Till today, I don't believe in ghost. So that's number one. Number two, he said, as you travel deep inside you with your soul doesn't have a gender. This is the second thing my dad told me. So whenever I actually, in my life, I do not separate a person, gender, especially when at work, I see the person as a human, So these are the little things I think my dad has taught me. So I believe that the one person, that I would say who truly inspired and guided me throughout my life, I definitely will go for my late dad, Mr. L. Sankaran.
Okay. How about you?
For me, the greatest inspiration is myself.
That's a beautiful answer.
It's myself. Later, I used to wonder. Now I love myself. Like I inspire myself. Like earlier on, I used to say, "Hey, why I should have been like this? I should follow this. It should be my mentor. This person should be my mentor." Then now I realize nobody was my mentor. It was only me. I pushed myself to where I am today. So it is me and me alone only. I push myself. My inspiration is me. I love life and it's me who's doing everything for me. So it's me all the way. So I inspire myself. So every time even like when I wake up, it's myself. I feel I inspire myself. So I want to inspire myself, and whoever comes with me, I inspire them together with me.
Okay. So going back to I'm sure you guys have much more lesson learned compared to me. I would like to hear a bit one of that. Like, what one lesson you have learned the hard way that you wish more people knew?
Like for me, I used to think that we needed money to be happy. And then I realized you don't need money to be happy. that I learned the hard way, because I used to make myself very sad, thinking, oh, I didn't have this. Maybe the money will make me happy. But really, I realized we have to find the money. Without realizing that I needed to find the money. Without finding the money, I thought I can make myself happy. Now I say, now you can find the money, you can make yourself happy. But earlier I used to make myself sad, thinking, hey, I didn't have money, how to do this? Like I used to make myself like, hey, what is happening to me? Why I'm doing this, that, and then until somebody told me, you don't need to be like this. It will come. The money will come to you. Just have to wait. We work and find the money. Then it will work. But when you find that we don't have the money, don't make the people around you also sad, depressed. Like sometimes what we do that is that when you don't have something, we like even the children, we like you make yourself frustrated and you get it, show the anger on your children, your husband, and all that. But later, now I find no. We can find the money. If we can find the money, fine. Or we work together and get the money. Not get everyone unhappy at the same time and bring the whole family down. Like sometimes if the mother is sad, the whole family is sad. Like nobody is happy. We are capable of finding the money, find the money. The money is there, just waiting to be found. Like everyone says, there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Everyone can find the pot of gold. It's already there. That's what I feel.
Okay, good. I feel that was a very beautiful statement. So, going to our closing statement, closing questions, I would like to ask both of you, like, if you could send a message back to your 20 years old self, what would you say?
Be more bold, try more new things, be less sensitive, less emotional, and have fun with life. Have fun with life. Be more focused. Be more focused. Yeah. That would be my message. Listen, when you have a group of friends, also listen to some elderly folks, play with the toddlers, be around your own group. So mingle around with all generations and learn something. Everybody has got a lesson for us, So open your mind and look out for that lesson, because when you are younger, people use words like, you're clever, you're intelligent, you're smart. But as we grow, we become wiser, the wisdom comes in. So the younger ones, be more brave, be more courageous, try new things, have very clear goals in life, and look out for the lesson in life.
How about you? What?
Can I ask you the same question? Like if you were like, when you're in your 20s.
Well, what I would so if I were like in previous 8 years back, 9 years back, what I would say listen to my mother.
Somehow you were looking for the answer, right?
No. I didn't expect that from you.
That's a very good one. Huh?
Listen to my mother.
Listen to my mother. Listen. I wasted a lot of time. Like my time management skills has been really bad, and I've just got to know like around like later on towards my life, like now. And I would like 20, but when I was 20 years old, I would try to work on that, work on time management skills, be more organized. So my life is like now everywhere, trying to do everything once, trying to figure out my whole life, trying to see whether right or wrong. Because comparing myself to peers is a very bad and a toxic thing for myself, because you're comparing thing to something that you could, like if you're comparing an elephant to a fish. So like some things can't be compared. Some things you have to do it at your own pace, which I realized that a bit later on. So I would say like don't compare, go at your own pace. And so with me comparing myself to other people, that became a very toxic thing, and then that became a setback. I slowed down a lot of things in my life because of that. So that I would say that to my younger self.
Like for me, it is that comparison thing. I think like we always, when we are younger, we always compared ourselves to many people. Like always think, hey, that friend is better than us. This person is better than us. And last time, like even like the people you mix around with, they always like compare. I don't know why that comparison thing was always there. But now I feel comparison is toxic. You should never compare anyone with anybody. I am what I am. I'm Tamindi, I'm Tamindi. Like now, I feel I don't be like last time. I used to think like, hey, I only wish I'd be with, if been like that person, I'll be happier. Now I know, no way. I'm happy as me. I want to be me only. Even you give me so much things, so much, I'm happy to be Tamindi. I don't want to be another person. Even if that person is rich a million, I think I'm happy as what I am and what I am now. I'm happy to be myself.
So you know how I know my mother has changed?
Mhm.
Because last time when I was growing up, she used to compare to me like, "Hey, your cousin getting 5A for SPM or SPM 7A. Why
Uh-huh.
can't you do that?" So
Yeah, no,
that used to be
but
the
Should have
now,
listened to your mother more.
no, like when I realized because of technology, we learn a lot of things because of advanced technology. We learn like comparison is bad. Like even a child when he start comparing, it goes into their mind. Why do as a person is comparing? Am I not better than the other person? Every person is like a genius for me now. Like I'm sorry I compared to you. Like earlier, like I think all our parents did. I think we got the thing from us. Hey, that person did very well. How many? And the first thing they'll call is how many A's did you get? My son got 7 A's. How many A's did your son get? When we get that comparison thing, like now is, I don't even care how many A's you got. Like that. I feel we should get that comparison thing out of our system. Should never compare anyone with anybody. We are what we are.
I think that's a very beautiful statement. I think we would like to end the show with that statement. I this episode has been very inspiring to a lot of, especially me, and I hope to the audience as well, to hearing the thoughts of my mom and her friend, which age 15 above. What I've got from this episode is your age doesn't stop at 50. Your age starts at 50. So you start things there, and then your 20s, 30s, leading up to your studying. We are just in the beginning phase of our life. And with that, I would like to end the show. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. And then let us know in the comment who you want us to interview next or talk next about or any topics. And thank you very much.